What's up, everybody? I am Eric,
And I'm Anthony.
and we are Board Game Dads, and we are here to do another holiday spotlight for you guys. This time, it's all about Easter. Now, full disclosure, we are not talking about any of the religious aspects of Easter. We're simply talking about the commercialized version of Easter. We're talking Easter bunny, Easter egg hunt, Easter candy, Easter basket, all that fun stuff. I love having Easter egg hunts. I have them with my wife, and now we're gonna have them with our child, and it's an exciting day. You know, it's not as exciting as Christmas or Halloween.
Yeah. But it's
Uh,
different. The whole, especially the Easter egg hunt thing, right? There's a
right.
game aspect almost to that activity.
Yep. And so we're going to talk about a few games first. We have a couple honorable mentions. My honorable mention is a game called Bunny Kingdom. Now, I've never played Bunny Kingdom, so I can't, in good faith or conscience, put it on this list. It does not seem like my kind of game. I've heard good things about it, but it seems very mean, and that's just not my style of game. But I did want to mention it because it does have lots and lots of bunnies. I think it's also area control. But honorable mention, Bunny Kingdom. Did you
Yeah,
have an honorable
got
mention?
bunnies. I do, and mine has bunnies as well. My honorable mention is Killer Bunnies. It's not on the full list for a couple of reasons. One, the major reason is I haven't played it in many, many, many years. And the second sort of same reason is, this was when I first got into the hobby, like probably in the first year or two. So I had no idea what to compare
Now,
this.
was this pre-pandemic? Like
Yeah.
pandemic, the board game that we played, the first board game, not the pandemic that we just had. who would have thought you could ever get that confused, right?
Oh Lord,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. That's a
when
good
you and
point.
I first played Pandemic, is this before that you played Killer Bunnies?
No. This is
Okay,
definitely after that.
got
This
it.
is after that for sure. But it was a fairly new thing to me, and my friend who taught it to me, she just had this affection for this game. She always wanted to get it to the table, and the day that we finally did, it was great. I liked it. But again, I haven't played it enough or in a short enough amount of time to put it on a list when there's other ones that kind of take its
So
place.
so that's why it's an honorable mention.
Right.
Anyway, first game that I want to talk about today is Dixit. Now, I know that Dixit has absolutely no business being on a list for Easter. However, and I know this is just a bit of a stretch, it's got bunny meeples, right? They have absolutely nothing to do with the game, but for some reason, your scoring track markers are cute little bunnies. So, it's the first game we're talking about. Now, Dixit, for those of you who haven't played this game, it's a game where you have tarot-sized cards, and they all have some sort of surreal artwork, right, with some crazy-looking stuff on it. So the active player will take one card and look at the artwork and think of some sort of phrase or song or whatever, put that card out face down. Everybody else that's playing, all the other players, will take a card that they think matches that phrase and put it out. Once all the cards are out, the active player will take them, put them all face up, and then everybody will look and try to guess which card the active player made that initial phrase or whatever, and which card it had to do with. And the scoring is something like the active player has to get at least one person to guess this card in order to get any points, but not all of the people.
They don't want all the people, and they don't want none of the people.
Right. If you have a bunch of people at the table and it's all a very obvious clue that you give out and they all get it right, you're not going to get any points. Everybody else is going to get points. So you want some people to get it, but not all people. The game is a lot of fun. It's very popular, and it's got bunny meeples. So it's on our Easter list. What is the game you want to talk about today?
I guess if you're going to grasp at straws there, then I can do the same. So my first pick here will be Wingspan, which is a game that's totally about birds and not Easter. But there are some eggs in this game. So one of the actions you can do on your turn is lay eggs, and these eggs are these really nice pastel-looking Eastery kind of eggs. Eric, I know you know what I'm talking about.
I do. I got to tell you, I was going to cut you off. Thank you for giving it to me there. I love the look of these Easter eggs. They look so delicious. They look like those little Cadbury milk chocolate eggs that you get in the big, like a dark blue bag. I love it. They're so cool, and they totally look like little Easter eggs. So I absolutely 100% agree with you. If Dixit's going to make the list, Wingspan better be on the list. And I know this is a favorite game of yours. You've talked about this in the past. So I don't think there's any need to explain the rules of Wingspan this time. But if you'd like to give a brief synopsis, I'm sure everybody would love to hear it.
Oh, sure. Well, I'll see if I can keep it to 200 words or less. This is basically an engine building game where you're going to have 4 things that you can do on your turn, and you're going to be playing some birds, laying eggs, getting food from the bird feeder to play more birds, and stuff just kind of compounds from there. I love the artwork on this game. Every card is completely unique. There's no repeats.
And there is an obscene amount of cards in this game. Now, I know you do, and I as well have both expansions.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, the stack of cards is probably you can't really tell from top to bottom. It's probably about 6, 7, 8 inches, so somewhere around that. And that's a lot of cards for a game.
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy. So yeah, one of my favorites. Love getting this to the table. My wife loves it as well, so it gets to the table pretty often.
Right. Now I know I'm just going to say this quickly. I know we've talked about this before, and I was not a big fan of this game, but I really wanted to be. We have since played it.
Okay.
I like it a little bit more.
Okay.
Primarily because I won, but also because we had the expansion, and it added a little bit of new stuff, and I tried to be able to appreciate it more, and it's starting to grow on me.
Okay. All right. I'll take it.
All right. The next game that I want to talk about is, and it's not really a game, but then again, Easter was not a very easy holiday to find a lot of games to talk about, especially since neither one of us has games about religion. All right, so that's why we took that out right from the beginning.
True.
So I want to talk about an expansion, a single pack of cards to a game called Munchkin. Now, Munchkin, a lot of people know this game. It's a very old game. It's I think it's 3 to 8 players. It's a hand management game where you're trying to get to level 10, and it's very funny and silly, and the cards are cute and everything. And so they have this is the artwork. Let's see if you can. That's the artwork, right? So one of the cards is the bunny ears, and it'll give you some sort of a bonus listed on top. And it's got a bunch of things like that. There's rotten eggs. There's a couple of monsters, little bunny Cthulhu, like little bunny Fufu, and there's Peter Cottonmouth. So it's got some cute artwork. It's just a 15-card expansion to a game that's already well known, and that's it. It's Eastery. It's got the Easter bunny in there. This guy right here has got some nice. It's got some bunny slippers there. It's a +2 bonus. So
yeah, he looks very comfortable.
He does. He does look very comfortable. I haven't played this game in a long time. I'm not a big fan of it because it doesn't work for 2 players.
Right.
I do like that there's no player elimination. Right. If you die, you just lose all your stuff and you keep playing. But it's a game that gets kind of put on the back burner a lot.
Yeah, it's very take that, right? It's like the definition of take that. It comes to the point where one player is inevitably going to be close to getting to level 10, right? And everyone else in the game collectively is like, we cannot possibly let this person get to level 10 because the game is over. So there's these alliances that sort of form, not really in accordance with the rules of the game, but it's bound to happen.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of negotiation. Like, all right, well, I can knock him down 1 level if you guys can do it again. And then, and then everybody does it, and then you've been holding back, right? And so your next turn, you win the game. So there's a lot of that kind of stuff going on in this game, and it can be fun with the right group of people.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it has basically the basis of this game. If you're not familiar with it, is it's kind of a spoof on a Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing, right? It's kicking in the door and seeing what's there. It
started like that, but there's so many different skins of this, right? There's Axe Cop. I have the Axe Cop version. There's a Greek mythology, a space superhero, possibly more versions of this game than any other game. I know you talked about Love Letter. There's more Munchkins, way more Munchkins than there are Love Letters.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
this might have the absolute most. Smash Up's got a lot of expansions.
Yeah, but
It could be close.
Munchkin has a lot of expansions to the Munchkin game, but there's also some like small variants on Munchkin as
That's
well.
true.
So the Munchkin like universe, I think, is a much larger grasp overall. But yeah, going back to the game, I mean, this game is just silly fun, like you said, and it's
Right. It can
there's
take
not
a
many games
really
that haven't.
long time too.
Yes, it can. So it's almost like the goal of this game is to be in second place for as long as you
Yep.
can until the very
Stay off
last
the
moment.
radar.
And that's interesting, right?
That's a good point.
Cool.
That's a good point.
But there are not a lot of games that have specifically the word Easter in them, right? And this is an Easter expansion pack, so
Yep.
This was a no-brainer for sure.
Absolutely. So, what is your final game on the list? As if I don't know.
Right. So my second pick here, like Munchkin, is a base game that has a very specific Easter expansion to it, and that is Welcome to. I believe it's called Welcome to Thematic
Neighborhood.
Spring Neighborhood thing, whatever.
So yeah, so all the different skins are all Welcome to Thematic Neighborhood something.
Okay.
And this one's
Okay,
spring.
So in this spring one, really the only difference is there's Easter eggs, right, on some of the buildings, on some of the houses, and you're going to get points for putting them in numbers that specifically have closed shapes to them, right? So the number 0 and 10 and 8, for example, and 6 have a little circle, right? And that's how you get points for this expansion.
It's a silly gimmick for this expansion, and it's actually pretty tough to explain to people when you tell the 8 you can have 2 of them, or the circle you can have 2, but a 6 or a 9 you can only circle 1 egg. But it's Easter and it's got Easter eggs, and it's Welcome to, and Welcome to is an amazing game, and it's easily one of my 3 favorite roll and writes, which all happen to actually be flip and writes. None of them require dice.
There you go.
But I love this game a lot. I love all the expansions that came out for it. There's a Christmas one, there's a holiday one, there's an Easter one, and I mean, we are doing a holiday video cast. This is right down our alley, and I absolutely love this. And one of the best things about this game is that I can play it remotely, and all you need to do is print out the page.
Yep.
And I'll have a camera set up on the cards. And me and you have played this game many times. And
this is definitely the game that I've played the most that I do not own.
Right.
I do not own this game, but I have every score sheet expansion, and I've played them all.
Yep.
Which is incredible for a game that I don't even own. So yeah, listen,
you're welcome.
You're welcome to your thematic
That's
neighborhood.
True.
If they can stretch enough to make the thing with the eggs in the numbers for this expansion, then I feel better about us stretching our picks for this list or any future list.
I agree.
In general.
but this really does, they call it spring, right? So they don't actually mention Easter, but the eggs that you're circling are clearly Easter eggs, right? Birds don't lay eggs that have patterns on them, like little squiggly lines and stuff like that. These are clearly Easter eggs. It's 100% an Easter expansion, and it's a fantastic game. So that's why this is our number one game that we want to talk about for Easter. We've had a blast doing this today. Happy Easter, everybody. And Batista, do you have anything you'd like to add?
Go find those Easter eggs and don't eat too much chocolate.
Well, I can't promise.
Okay, wait. So one last question then. Now I just thought of it. Chocolate Easter bunnies. Did you prefer the hollow or the solid chocolate?
I want as much chocolate for my $1, so I want it solid, because you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm going to take that thing, put it in a bag, and beat it up with a hammer and throw it in the freezer. That's how we roll with chocolate Easter bunnies in this house.
Cool. So hopefully you're not only just tuning into that last couple of sentences. That was sounding really weird. But hopefully you've watched this whole thing. If you do like what you see, folks, you can subscribe to my channel, Board Game Dads. You can give this video a thumbs up. You could even leave some comments about maybe you have played Bunny Kingdom or some other bunny or Easter related games that we don't know about. Let us know. We love to hear about new games. That's it for now. I'm Anthony,
Eric.
and we're the Board Game Dads. We'll see you next time.